What's going on, boys? This is Daddy Big here, and today I've got a really exciting video. I'm going to be ranking the top 10 worst guns in Black Ops 2 Zombies. Now, I've been playing Black Ops 2 Zombies for a really, really long time, and don't get me wrong, I love this game to death. I love the guns in it, but it has its fair share of just garbage guns, right? So, quickly explaining how we're going to rank these. I don't have to over-explain it. What makes a gun good? Either it kills zombies very fast or kills a lot of them. And most of these guns are probably not going to do either of those things. So, obviously there are other parts of a gun like mobility, ammo, here's a question we're asking. Is the gun good or not? All right. I don't intend to over-explain it, so let's just get right into it. All right. So at number 10, we have the Chicom CQB. Now, this gun is just, this is a gun that's just kind of stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It's the Chicom. It actually has really high mobility, which is a neat quality that it does share with weapons like the ballistic knife. But other than that, it's just, I guess it's decent for points, but it just has so little ammo and isn't very effective at killing, being a burst fire weapon. So the Chicom is just one of those guns that it just isn't great, right? I don't even hate it that much. It's just not great. But slightly worse than the Chicom, in my opinion, is the MP5. Now, the MP5 isn't a terrible starting weapon, don't get me wrong. But my problem with it is, it's just pretty much kind of useless. Because, there aren't, any maps I can think of where you would go for it. On Transit, it's behind the diner door. You don't really go there. Die-Rise and Buried have better guns. Mob of the Dead, you're going for the Uzi. It's not even on Origin, so it's just I don't think there's even a case where you would ever really go for the MP5. And even at that, you're not missing out on much, let's be honest. So I guess it is kind of the best wall weapon on town, maybe, but that's not really a big deal. So MP5 is just kind of a gun that is more useless than it is bad, but it definitely isn't anything to write home about either way. Now, at number 8, this is a gun that actually is not quite as terrible as I initially thought it was, but it's the S12, right? The thing about the S12 is it's definitely much, much worse than something like the M1216 or Executioner. Just can't even compete with them a little bit. But, for getting a few zombies out of your way, it's not that bad. You can see in the Nuketown gameplay here, it's doing fine, but, it's as early as round 20. And the thing is, the S12 just has so little ammo. It's just not a great gun, right? It can serve as a decent shotgun if you pack-a-punch it early, but you're probably never really going to do that. The S12 is just not great, let's be real. Now, at number 7, speaking of guns that just aren't great, also from the box, we have the Barrett. Now, the Barrett is much like the S12 and the Chicom, suffer from a huge ammo problem, okay? The Barrett does not have a lot of ammo, even pack-a-punched. And the main problem with the Barrett is just handling. This thing has such a ridiculous amount of recoil. You can see in the gameplay, I can barely even aim with this thing. You have to wait a second for it to settle. And it's just it is relatively powerful, but compared to the other snipers in this game, like the DSR and SVU, it just literally cannot compete even a little bit, right? Barrett, it's okay, I guess, pack-a-punched, but still definitely never your first play. Barrett's just kind of cheeks, is how I would describe it, right? Now we're starting to get into a gun that I actually have ill will towards. And this is going to be the Remington 870 MCS. Now, this thing is just a garbage, stupid gun, okay? It's it costs $1,200 off the wall or something. And it's I don't know, man. This, it's so weak. It literally, pack-a-punched, the pellets have a chance of, at max range, doing only 30 damage. That's... And, I think, the max damage can use, 1,200 or something. I'm not entirely sure. But the Remington is just not a good gun. And, the thing is, it has comparable damage, I believe, to weapons like the S12 and the M1216. But the fire rate is so much lower, And it's I just can't think of a reason that you would ever use the Remington 870 MCS. If anyone uses this gun, unironically, let me know in the comments. Because, this is one of those guns that I literally never use. Because it's just on the wall and you just forget about it, This is garbage. Just truly a garbage gun. But, number 5, this is a weapon that I don't hate as much. It is going to be the Ballista. And, honestly, I don't want to hate on the Ballista. I think it's actually pretty fun to play on Origins. But the main problem with it is just, again, kind of like the MP5, usability. Out of the two starting room weapons, it's definitely superior to go with the M14. It can still do headshots, and it'll also get you many more points if you want to go for knifing. And, it's just safer. Or you could just do the tried and true strategy of going for the MP40. And unlike some other weapons that aren't great, the Ballista Pack-a-Punch is really just not worth it at all. Especially when, you could be spending your points on something like the Mauser, an MP40, any of, like, the amazing Origins guns, right? The Ballista just really doesn't fit in that well. As far as, like, balance-wise. You just never really go for it. That's kind of sad to me because I like it. I like playing with the Ballista for fun. But, it's just really not a great gun. Now, back to guns that I hate. We have, at number 4, the FAL. The FAL. This gun, I don't know here's the thing, right? The FAL definitely doesn't deserve to be this low on the list. It's probably, like, better than all of the other guns I mentioned so far, objectively. But I don't care in the slightest, alright? You can hate me for it, but the FAL is a stupid gun, and I hate it. I hate the FAL so much. It's just, I don't know if it's the burst fire or what it is. The burst fire when you pack-a-punch it, that is. But just, the FAL is just so stupid, and I hate it so much. Whenever I get it from the box, I just want to forget about it as soon as possible. The FAL is just a dumb gun. It's just stupid. It just feels gross. I don't like the FAL one bit. And in Black Ops 1, when you pack-a-punch, it was called the Epic Win. Now it's just called the Win. It's not even epic anymore, bro. Like, dude's got to get his shit together. But the FAL, I could make an entire video hating on it, but I think that's all I'll say for now. At number 3, this is another gun. This is a gun that's let me down. This is going to be the War Machine, right? Now, the War Machine's one of those guns that, like, okay, on Pack-a-Punched, War Machine is, like, literally the worst gun in all of Zombies. Uncontested. Like, you can make a case for the Springfield, but I honestly think that the gun Pack-a-Punch War Machine is literally the worst gun of all time. Hands down, right? But Pack-a-Punched, it really isn't that bad. The grenades become impact-based, and, it'll kill zombies much more effectively. It's decent up till around 30. But, with the complete lack of PhD on Black Ops 2, it's very much so a risky gun. And even on Origins, the one map that does have, like, effective PhD, it's really just not what you're going for. On Barrett, you can get the perma-perk. Even, like, something like the RPG or Mustangs are better. Or, literally the AN-94 or any other gun in Buried. It's just, like, the War Machine, yeah, it's decent. Pack-a-Punch, but there's just no use case for it, and it's much dangerous in running any other gun just because of the explosive effect. Now, at number 2, we have the Cap 40. Now, this is a gun that doesn't get hated on enough. Like, the Cap 40 is really, really bad, right? It's like, it's okay for points, I guess, but, like, it just has literally no ammo, bro. The Cap 40 is just one of those guns that, like, you're not running this thing. You know what I mean? It's just not going to get you through rounds at all. And honestly, I think it's kind of fun to use the Cap 40. I wish it was good because, I love the Black Ops 2 pistol set. If it was good, like the 5.7, that would be really awesome. Unfortunately, it's really not that great. Nothing to write home about. I don't have much to say about the Cap 40. I just think it's kind of an underhated weapon. Like, people don't really talk about how bad it is, but it's, it gets overshadowed by other worse guns, but it's kind of still definitely cheeks, right? I want to get into a couple honorable mentions. First, I want to bring up the ballistic knife. And I really don't know where to put the ballistic knife, to be honest with you. Because, like, on one hand, it probably, like, kind of is the worst. But it's just weird. I don't really know how to rank it against other guns. You know what I mean? Obviously, having the instant revive effect in co-op is pretty helpful. But, at the same time, I just really don't know what to do with the ballistic knife. I just wanted to throw it in there because, I think it is worth having in the conversation, especially if you're a solo player, as worst weapon. It's just kind of a strange one to rank for me. One nice thing about the ballistic knife is you can use it on Barry to get an extra perk from the witches, which gives it more of a use case in most of the weapons on this list. So that's cool. And another one I wanted to throw out is the B23R. It's just really not great. Like, the only saving grace of the B23R is that it's the gun on the transit bus. But the thing is, the fact that it's a B23R and not literally any other gun that's good single-handedly worsens transit as a map. So take that for what you will. But getting into the number 1 spot, this is probably going to be unsurprising. This is the SMR. Now, I want to just return to the the different criteria laid out for this list briefly, right? Can the weapon kill zombies quickly, and can it kill a lot of them? Now, the SMR certainly cannot kill zombies very quickly. In fact, its accuracy is so bad that it's actually the only gun that's a 2-shot on insta-kill. I've been wanting to make that joke. But seriously, like, I don't need to tell you why the SMR is bad. It's literally like the meme of Black Ops 2. And like, honestly, I don't hate the SMR. I think it's actually really funny. Like, I don't get that mad for getting the SMR, because, you know, it stays away from Origins and Mob of the Dead, which is respectable. It stays on the Victus map. It knows its place, you know. And that's something I really like about the SMR. You know, the Cap 40 and like the War Machine try to rear their ugly heads on Origins, and the FAL and all those other guns, but the SMR just knows it stays on the meme maps, you know. It stays on and buried, but, you know, it's funny gun for the funny maps. I dig it. It's really but yeah, obviously the SMR is just not great. And y'all know that, right? Everyone knows that. But I'm not here to hate on it. I think it's pretty funny. But yes, that's my list for the top 10 top 10 worst Black Ops 2 guns. Let me know down in the comments if there was anything you thought you want to change about my list, anything I ranked too high or too low. You know, if you enjoyed, leave a like, drop a sub, something like that, whatever you want to do. But in any case, boys, this is a fun video. I'll see you in the next one. Got some fun stuff coming up.